Do y'all celebrate half birthdays?
No.
Really? Have you thought about it?
Yes.
I don't even know what half my birthday is.
I didn't know my half birthday till Casey was born.
Okay.
Oh, because
She's
Casey
born
was
on
born
your
on your half birthday, right?
There you go. Like, I thought about it like in level of theory. Like, during your half birthday, you're technically closer to your next birthday than you are further away from your last one. So as you're going to it,
Justin,
like,
that was a lot of words.
it is.
How when it's half?
Well, the day after your half birthday.
Oh, okay.
You're celebrating the day. So, like, if I'm saying, like, hey, I'm turning 33, it's like, all right, I'm already, like, closer to 33 than I am from 32. So, am I really still, like, 32? Or am I moving to 33 now?
I feel like these are high conversations people have. And the sad part is, ain't nobody in this
You're
room high.
32 until you're 33.
You're 32 until you're 33.
32 and a half? Is that not?
People quit doing half talks.
I'm just not 32 anymore, though. I'm not just 32. I'm
He's
more than
more.
32.
You've evolved.
Yes.
No, I don't celebrate half birthdays. I probably should, though. I feel like you should celebrate. You should celebrate
No.
your birthday anytime you get an opportunity.
That's doing too much.
How?
Celebrating a half birthday?
Yeah, bro. It's halfway. You celebrating half.
You celebrating a half birthday and a birthday. We're supposed to celebrate everybody's birthday and half birthdays.
These are facts.
That's a lot of celebration.
Okay, and
If you
If
celebrate
if you celebrate half a birthday, does that make the full birthday not as special?
no, we still gonna go big on that one too.
Let's say go for both. But y'all be celebrating everything anyway.
That is true. That is true.
No,
That
don't
was
be
just-
quiet.
You talking me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
What?
Try to show us up.
Oh no, I'm not showing y'all that.
Yes,
Oh,
he
you're
is.
not?
He definitely is.
Nah.
Let's start the pod.
What's up with it? Welcome back to another episode of the Soundboard Podcast. This is episode 64.
Yup.
And it is your boy JJ, and I'm here with my fellas. To my right is
Your boy Dante.
This is Coop.
and
BKJB.
and this is the Soundboard Podcast where us fellas come together. We have a long-standing relationship. We have a relationship that goes beyond 10 years, and we
Yes,
just
sir.
are each other's soundboard. So we invite you to the conversation with us. And so, cool. You say you had something for the people to know this week.
I have a quick PSA.
Let them know.
What's
Oh, my
up?
God.
Y'all really hyped up Wednesday.
Wednesday
bruh.
is good, bro.
It's hump day.
Nah, fool. Wednesday Addams.
So the show Wednesday on Netflix. I saw everybody talking about it.
The
like
Addams
it was the
Family.
best show ever. Like, oh, I finished it in a day.
Highest rated.
I finished it in 2 days.
Oh, wait, I don't know it's highest rated.
It was like highest rated, bro. On net, like
As far as American show,
in America, yeah, it was like a highest
Squid
rated American
Games was
show.
higher.
Okay.
No, it surpassed Squid Game.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
No, it didn't.
How much you want to bet?
What do you want to bet?
Nothing.
Make easy.
I said nothing.
But yeah, mid.
What's the premise? It's just
It's the Addams Family. Do y'all know the Addams Family?
I don't think I
No, I never watched it.
With Morticia,
Wednesday.
and Gomez,
Wednesday is the
daughter.
the daughter with the black ponytails.
Yeah, the gothic daughter, and then she got a little brother.
This just came out.
Yeah,
Came out 2 Wednesdays ago.
Wednesday came out 2 Wednesdays ago. Oh.
Olivia and I actually watched it in like a day and a half.
What'd you think?
I thought it was good. So I ain't gonna lie, some parts of it. Let me be very clear, guys. It is technically
It's
a
a teen
teenage show.
drama.
Like it's a teen show. It's not like for y'all adults watching it trying to be critical. It's a teen show.
But in comparison to Sabrina,
I didn't see that.
It looks dark.
It is dark.
it's
There-
fake dark. Sabrina's
Fake
dark. Akon.
Sabrina's teenage witch.
It's not the teenage witch. Well, it's still a teenage witch, but it's the Netflix spin on it.
So they just keep on redoing these shows?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad, Coop. They broke Stranger Things record.
I know.
Glad I didn't take that bet.
Give me my money.
No, but bro, I thought it was cool for what it was. Like basically, she goes off. She's this bad kid who goes off to boarding school, and now she's like turning into like a agent. Like all this stuff is going on at the boarding school, and she's just trying to like kids and stuff are showing up dead in the town, and she's on the hunt to try to figure out
Why
who
people
it is.
why people enjoy it so much then?
That's what I don't understand. I think there's a whole bunch of people that like teen drama. Maybe it's just not me.
Yeah,
I
think so.
I like more adult situations. So if
Yeah.
you want an adult show,
You nasty.
and but if you want an adult show, you can watch White Lotus on HBO.
What is White Lotus?
Okay, I've seen that. I haven't seen the actual show, but I've seen the
So
trailers.
it's a show. It's basically just about people going to an all-inclusive resort.
Okay.
So each season is a different resort.
But what do they do?
Live life.
Oh, they be over there. They be over there swinging and stuff.
Inclusively.
No. They'll be swinging.
Okay, well then, what they be doing? Drugs?
It's just
and stuff?
different situations, like adult situations. So like I could like
You can relate to those situations.
So
a lot
okay,
more.
I
if
see what
I
you're
told you like I
Dante probably relates more to the teen drama. So like, it's different.
these are facts. But I was
Boy,
talking to
watch your
Key about
mouth.
it. I was talking to Key about one of the situations. Like, oh, that reminds me of this. So if you watch the show, you're gonna see a lot of parallels through like situations you know in your life, maybe, or through other people's lives, because it's like good writing.
Bro, did you realize that like a lot of the stuff that we used to watch as kids, they be sneaking in adult material that we don't realize?
Yeah.
So yesterday we
It's
put
written by adults.
right. So we put up our Christmas tree because we trying to get in the Christmas mood or whatever, and we had Grinch up on TV, right, with Jim Carrey, and so there was a part one, didn't realize this, the Grinch got two moms. Hey, live y'all life, Mr. Grinch. He got two moms, but also there was a part in the movie where like they had people come over and everybody put their keys into a bowl. And Olivia was like, oh my gosh, they're swingers. And I said, how do you know? And she's like, you never heard. She was like, you never heard about that? Apparently, if you go somewhere and put your keys in a bowl, that means like you go and grab somebody's keys and then you hook up with them. That's wild.
I thought it was because they didn't want nobody driving drunk.
Maybe that's what it is.
Two different versions.
Maybe live a whole different life. And she live a whole
I
different
know you
life.
ain't talking about. I just know when I go somewhere, that's why I put my keys
Dante,
in
don't
my.
ever put your keys around.
I put my keys in my pocket.
No.
I put my keys in my pocket. I ain't never put my keys in nobody's phone.
And you had the nerve to talk about us.
Because y'all know Coop been inviting us over. Coop been inviting him and Kim been inviting us over for weeks. Months even.
Invite rescinded.
He gonna say, bro, I had to quit inviting y'all over because it sounded like we was getting too excited, like we was swingers or something. Wild times.
But on top of that, we also had a birthday amongst us.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Welcome to the 33 Club.
Whoa.
Not quite.
Oh, 32.
How
Who's in
well
that
do you
club?
know?
Bro,
Your
you're.
birthday.
I always forget you're so much younger
It's not so much.
than us.
Me and
You're almost
JJ are
a
a month
full
apart.
year. You're almost a full year younger.
We're
than
all
me.
born in
Yeah.
the same year.
No, we're not.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
we
are.
are.
We are. You was born at the
You're just born at the
beginning.
beginning of the year.
Sorry, y'all. This is what the soundbar breaks.
because we're born Q1.
Yeah.
They're born.
Not birthdays in quarters.
This one get a good job and start talking different.
They're born Q4, so we don't know what they be got going on.
Y'all parents was in Q2. Like, better get these margins.
See, that was what happened. Too much collaborating.
How was your birthday, bro?
It was chill. So like 32. I'm the last one in the group, really. So it was like, all right. I didn't really want to do anything big. I was like, we've done big things for every other year, so I think it's time to start dialing it down. Just didn't want to do like the big dinner or anything. So I ended up my wife. Well, actually, the surprising thing, since we talking about agents thing, me and Kim's birthdays are a day apart.
It's so cute.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's interesting. So for her birthday, well, that's the only day that we're the same age
Oh.
for that 24 hours.
She's
And then
older
she
or
gets
younger?
older than you.
He's younger.
Oh.
Oh, she's okay. She
You a
is younger.
sugar daddy.
He is.
I mean, technically, I guess.
No, I got an older
I don't know
woman.
where the sugar's coming
I'm
from.
a sugar baby.
So we actually,
what is wrong with you?
Them sugar babies actually was really good.
What you
The
mean?
candy?
Sugar babies.
The candy?
Oh, I thought you were talking about some women. I was about to say.
What? the caramel candy.
I ain't never heard of that.
Me
You ain't never
neither.
had sugar baby?
Freak man.
Y'all would be doing something else over there than birds.
We ain't got no bowls and keys.
So Justin, so y'all, what did y'all do for Kim's birthday then? Since they're a day apart.
So for Kim's birthday, we typically try to combine them. So we were supposed to go out for dinner, but we ended up going to dinner for my birthday.
Okay.
And we actually did dinner at the Glen restaurant. It's over by the Star in Frisco.
Oh,
Okay.
fire.
Yeah. So
It was
nice.
good?
It was nice over there.
Let me guess what you ordered, black man. A steak.
I should have ordered a steak.
Ooh, ordering steaks on birthdays got black people to choke on.
Nah. So we went to the Glen. It's kind of like it's supposed to be upscale. It's a nice little aesthetic and everything.
Okay.
So instead of getting the steak, I ended up getting the scallops. I was like,
Oh,
yeah.
that's another one.
But one of the things we realized when it comes down to these upscale restaurants and the
Portion
aesthetic and
size.
everything,
Service size small.
portion size is ridiculous.
They gave you 3 scallops.
I was so disappointed.
So what is a
You
scallop?
got, you got scallops as a meal or
As a meal, it was a main entree.
What they come with, like 5 scallops?
5 scallops, and they were jumbo scallops. But I
What's that
tell you,
mean?
they
Okay,
were
was it
not,
at least on the
no.
bed of mashed
It was on
potatoes
the, what is you mashed potatoes?
Yeah, bro.
and broccolini? All
Oh, I
nice
love me some-
restaurants
No.
have the same size.
I love me some-
Broccolini,
They be having asparagus.
mashed
Right.
broccolini,
Asparagus.
potatoes, and whatever your
Yeah,
entree
you got to
is.
get the family size. So we didn't necessarily go that whole route. We came with a different energy, and we should have went each
Right.
like each level of a course. The
Right.
cocktails were on point. Cocktails
Okay.
were strong, but like we should have went cocktails, appetizer, entree, probably an extra entree.
Y'all probably drunk because y'all
Dessert.
didn't have enough food to soak up that alcohol.
But the food was good. Like I said, portion size just wasn't prepared for that.
Or is that really the portion sizes we should be eating?
Nah, bro. Not for scallops. That's
Yeah.
the one meal that
What is a
I've
scallop?
learned not to order going out.
What is
Because
a
it ain't
scallop?
going to touch
I
your
was gonna
stomach.
ask. I didn't want to.
What is a scallop?
It's like a shellfish, like a small.
Oh, it's a fish.
I was gonna say mollusk. But
Yeah, it's kind of like a,
Doesn't
it's like
help.
a shellfish.
I know.
Let me look this up.
It
It's-
tastes,
it's-
they
it's
taste
really
really
good.
good.
I want to see
It
what they
tastes
look
really
like
good.
in real life. I've only seen them on people plates.
It's like conch.
Not
No.
quite. It's more. It's bigger.
Okay.
I would say yeah. But
Yeah.
it has it once it's cooked right. It has a really good texture.
Oh, it's like a clam.
yeah, like I said, a mollusk.
Okay.
But mullets ain't got nothing to do with this. What? Justin them be trying to make me and Cool feel bad because they be over here trying to use big words.
Right.
Talk regular.
Right. It's just, you with family.
You ain't gotta put on, black man. I know you be in that office putting on. You ain't gotta put on for us. So y'all went ordered them clams, the mullets,
Mollusk.
mullets.
And that was for her birthday.
It was both of us together
Okay.
at that point.
You didn't do nothing separate.
No, we end up after that going to Andretti's.
Okay.
The go-kart spot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That
I
was
seen
fun.
that. That
Yeah,
looked
yeah.
fun.
The
We
two-
did that for Kim's birthday.
Yeah.
Her 30th.
It's
Yeah.
in Dallas. It's in Plano also.
It's technically Colony,
Oh, okay. They call
but
it
it's a Grandscape area where they
Okay.
got like the giant Ferris wheel and all that.
Are the go-karts fast?
They actually did. They got some speed.
Mm.
K1 is still like the fastest, but
In
like these
Arlington?
ones actually have some decent speed.
Mm.
But the difference with this, K1 doesn't limit you. These are technically electric go-karts.
So what do they?
So they slow you down. When
if you're
people
going too fast.
Yeah, when people start wilding out.
Nah, let me
they
wild
start-
out.
yeah. But it's 2 floors, so I understand.
Oh, you can go from floor to floor?
Yeah. You go up and down.
Can you
Oh, that's
jump
kinda-
from one floor to
Boy,
All right.
ain't no video game.
This is why they slow it down.
He going over the ledge. He going over the ledge.
So y'all live with limits. I live limitless.
Nah, bro, that's dope, bro. That's dope.
Yeah, we definitely enjoyed ourselves. So it's good birthday celebration.
So what are you looking forward to in year 32?
So interesting enough, for birthdays, that's typically when I restart my level of my calendar year.
So your year starts on your birthday.
Yeah, this is Q1.
He won for Justin.
The world didn't start until he was born.
Yeah, so you don't wait until
really my world did not start until my birthday.
These are facts.
so you don't wait to January for that's why you've been going so hard on your IG.
Chill out. I mean, yes.
But y'all work out every day. I've been seeing the gym
I saw
pic
it.
every
New
day.
year, new me.
I've been seeing the gym pics.
Yeah. But yeah, that's typically when I try to create some level of a vision for what's happening in this next year, but also like I take my time to reflect as far as like what I did in the last year. So everything really correlates around my birthday.
Were you a failure in year 32, 31?
Nah.
Why you can't be a success?
I mean, he was a success.
Why black people always got to get it out the mud?
Oh my God, it was a joke, bro. Dang. It was a joke.
That's the problem. We always be joking.
So Justin, 31, you would say 31 went well for you.
Yes, definitely.
Best year ever?
No. Not best year ever, because that's this year.
Okay. Speak it.
Come on.
No, that's what's up, bro. I'm excited to see what 32 brings for you.
Yeah, we all in the same boat. So let's see what y'all do.
Oh dang, I'm about to be 33.
Jesus year.
Jesus year. It's going up.
Who else? Larry Bird.
It's going up.
Not that many 33s. So I got something I need to ask y'all.
Okay.
So I got read for filth.
Not you using women lingo.
It was by a woman.
Got read for filth.
Bruh, so shout out to Esther, homegirl. She listens to the pod. So we're talking about basically just like how I make friends with women more easily, basically, or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I don't know why. And then she kept saying it's because you're intimidated by men.
Wait, what?
I know. I was like, I ignored it the first time, but she kept saying it.
Basically
She
said-
kept-
Right.
the most struggling.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you talk about intimidated by men, bruh? And so then she broke it down for me like this. Let me find the text real quick. Okay, so she said, you're not threatened in a sense of being fearful, but threatened in a sense of you limit yourself in your conversations with other men, not giving you the opportunity to have the kinds of conversations that you like to have. So basically I was saying that I feel like when I talk to a lot of guys, the conversation is very shallow or very surface level, but naturally when I speak to women, I feel like there's a more what's the word?
In depth.
Emotional depth to our conversation.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
not just like, oh, LeBron's better than Michael Jordan. Like something I really don't care
Don't forget about Kobe.
Yeah,
Oh my God. I'm above this.
right. And so I was like, yeah, that's why I don't have that many guy friends. It's like, and who I hang out with is who I hang out with, because we have those type of conversations. And she was basically just challenging me, saying that she believes that most guys have that in them. That I'm just not feeling. I don't feel comfortable having
To
it
have
with
those
them for whatever
conversations
reason. I
with
feel.
them.
She said threatened. I don't know if that's the right word.
No.
Because
you
I'm the
threatened.
threat.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
You threatened. You real bad.
But do y'all feel the same way? Like, do y'all feel more comfortable having conversations with women than men?
Yeah, bro. I think.
Threat, bro.
Did you hear me talking first?
Go ahead, bro.
Because I'm the threat.
Hey, Dante, I'm not threatening, so go ahead, bro.
So I agree. I think to Coop's point, me and you are a lot alike. Like we have a lot of homegirls.
Right.
And I will say,
A lot.
I will say, before I was married,
Used to.
I will say I do find it easier to talk to women and have more in-depth conversations with women. And that's not to say that men are incapable of having those conversations. I just think men have to develop a certain rapport and trust
Right.
before they just have those conversations with you. Whereas you can go up and have a conversation with a woman and y'all 10 minutes in can be talking about, you know, life and feelings and emotions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I just think with men, men don't just go around having these conversations just normally. I think women naturally have these conversations, bro. How many times have you heard about women going to the bathroom and just meeting a random woman and just talking all her feelings out?
Having a cry session
You
in the
can be so
bathroom.
much better than him, girl. Remember that? Like they just naturally go and meet and have those conversations. And I just feel like dudes.
Imagine the
don't
guys in the
really do that.
bathroom. She cheated on me, bro.
No, bro, know your work, King. You can do better. Like, I'm not finna. If I see a dude crying in the bathroom, I'm gonna just be like, "Excuse me, bro. I'm trying to wash my hands." So yeah, I think that's what it is. I think with men, you have to build more of a trust. Men ain't gonna just have those kind of like we've been friends for over 10 years, and I don't feel like don't feel like we were always having these conversations. I feel like as we've gotten older, it's become easier to have those conversations.
Right.
But I don't think that's naturally how we started. Now you can go, JJ.
Thank you, brother. You feel like a threat? I don't know. I would say I feel like I've had those conversations with y'all since early on.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like 10 years ago I was having some of these conversations with y'all. But I think to her point, it's more social norms.
Right.
I just think that's what it boils down to. I would say I'm the same way. It's easier for me to have an emotional type of a depth conversation with a woman than it is with a man, because I feel like women are more. That's like a more of a social norm for like women to kind of express and talk about emotions quicker, like Dante said, quicker than like men do. So usually, because of social norms, men suppress all of their emotions,
Right.
and don't even have the language to even kind of talk about the emotions that they're feeling. And so you try to have a conversation around it, and dude's gonna be like, "Bro, what you talking about feelings?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but with women, it's different. But I think it's interesting also maybe that she said that she feels like most men have those, are capable of having those conversations, probably because she's having those conversations with men.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, men are talking to her about it. So like she's pulling that out of men, but I would want to know if like those type of men are also having other conversations with other men.
This is like Inception. Maybe the men started the conversation first.
What came first, the chicken or the egg? Actually, that is a really valid point. So from her experience, she's like, men have all these conversations all the time. Yeah, because you make them comfortable.
Yeah.
Like they feel comfortable and vulnerable with you, but they don't mean that they're having them same conversations with their homeboys.
Yeah.
How did it make you feel to say that you felt threatened?
Right. She basically tried to pull your card.
She really did.
Do you feel like it's threatened though? That's like a question.
I don't know the word. It's not. I don't feel like threaten's a word that I would use. That I want to use. I feel like I don't feel comfortable.
This may be
It's an unsafe space.
I was gonna say that's one way to look at it, that it's an unsafe space. I think another way to look at it, and I have this issue, is not to say the conversations a lot of dudes be having are beneath me. Not beneath me, bro. But I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I have been in some circles and just heard some of the conversations going on, and I've literally thought to myself, like,
They ain't talking about nothing.
they not talking about nothing. And I think it's weird because to a certain extent we kind of operate in a bubble. So I think when I'm around y'all, I'm like, bro, we be having some great conversations. And I found myself in groups with other men, and I've been like,
We ain't talking about nothing.
they ain't talking about nothing,
that's,
bro.
That's my
it's
biggest struggle.
It's also partially like I don't really feel like they'll be able to really receive what it is that I'm trying to talk about.
That's what I'm saying. Lack of emotional depth. Like
Yeah.
even if I have the conversation with some people, and I've had conversations with some guys, and I'll say something, and it's like they can't process what.
But no, her booty big. No. Who cares if it's a BBL? It's hers.
And that's what I'm saying.
No. See, the
That's what I'm
problem
saying,
the problem is you worried about the fact that he cheated when you should have asked yourself, what did you need to do better so he wouldn't cheat?
Exactly.
I've literally heard them conversations.
They're just like, bro, what are we talking about?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
just like,
and it's hard to push through
wild.
that. Like it's even beyond trust. As we were talking about, I was like, all right, trust is like the gate, and like women at times can be more trusting. I don't know if that's a gender role type thing, but literally, I mean, that's what in conversation it flows that way.
Right.
But it's like it's trust and it's ego when it comes down to men.
right.
Because you have to, in order to trust somebody, you might have to see someone at an eye level. So like I said, that's part of the issue I have at times was like I'm having conversations with people like y'all, people I trust and I know that we're on a certain level. And then when I have conversations with other people, they can be either intimidated by me or I could be frustrated with them. And it's like, all right, now we just hitting roadblocks at this point. And it's stopping us from having more transparent conversations.
Right.
I can push through, but even still, that's a level of exhaustion
Right.
that I don't necessarily have to go through when I'm talking to different women.
Right.
And even for us, like we not only have this podcast, but we have each other. Like we have these conversations off mic as well. even when we were in a situation, that event that we went to,
Yes.
the event that we went to, where there was several parts in the event where we had to,
The men's group.
the men's group that we went to, that y'all came and supported your boy and appreciate it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There was several points in the night where you had to meet a different person and then talk about like personal things,
Very personal
very
things
personal
with them.
things. Like if you could summarize your life in a title, what would that be? That requires you to be vulnerable. So when Lil Mama challenged Scoop, I'm gonna say challenged Scoop with that thought process, I called him and I was like, you know, bro, do you find it weird? And then I asked him, I said, bro, did you find us having those conversations at that event weird? And what did you say, Coop?
I said, yeah, bro. I felt out of place talking to another guy like that, or talking about that with another guy.
Were you able to get past that initial discomfort and actually have the conversation though, or did you keep it surface level?
I think I had the conversation. I still don't know if he processed my thoughts.
It's like it was a struggle.
It was a struggle, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because I guess I did open up a little bit more than I would to usually somebody that I don't know, a guy I don't know. So it was a medium. If
Okay,
it was a
it's-
woman, I would have opened up, I feel like, a lot more.
It's weird because like I was at that same event, and I feel like I still have those conversations with men. But it's most of the time I'm being vulnerable first.
Right.
So like I'm being transparent or vulnerable, and it usually opens up the other man to have this. But it's kind of like a weird dynamic, like a back and forth of me having the conversation with them, because like as I'm being transparent, I'm reading them
Right,
to figure out like whether or not they are really receiving what I'm saying,
Right.
or because a lot of times, most of the times when I'm being like transparent from that standpoint, it's usually like an uncomfortable situation with another man, and they're like, it's almost like bro, I got so much to kind of say, but I don't really know what to say or how to say it. And it's like, bro, you're kind of speaking to things I haven't really been able to express. And that's usually what happens is like, oftentimes I'm opening up a platform for a man to say, I feel that too. Because they never really said I felt that before, or
Right.
never felt maybe safe, or
Maybe they didn't even identify the feelings.
yeah, and haven't been able to identify it. Most of the time, it's hard to put language to certain feelings. If it's
Right.
not anger, happiness, sad, like it's hard to put those language behind it.
Man, you know what makes this so dangerous, and I think this is for all men. I just think it's dangerous when we acknowledge that men are comfortable having these conversations with women, because I think it can also be really, really easy to slip up and emotionally cheat. So we hear people talk about like not to say that any of us are doing it, but what I'm saying is I can see how if a man finds comfort, finds safety in having a conversation with women, it can be really easy to like go to your job and tell Brittany everything that's going on with you, as opposed to telling
Ain't no Brittany's at my job.
I don't even know Brittany. As opposed to telling your homeboys, I would just challenge that thinking though, so that does not happen. That we as men need to start having those conversations with each other too. Esther,
Well, challenge on challenge in that perspective.
you can't challenge on challenge.
I can't.
This ain't
We stacking.
This ain't. Oh no, we going by my rules.
We
We
stacking.
going by my rules. We ain't stacking. It's single card only.
Draw 6. No, so if that's the case, if we do move this needle a little bit further to be more progressive, can you technically see that could you emotionally cheat with another man then?
Oh my
Goodness.
I feel bringing you lunch to work.
This is
Hey,
emotional.
bro. I know you love Chipotle, so I'm about Chipotle.
Hey, man,
Hey, bro, I know.
I got you the double
Hey,
meat.
bro, I know stuff been toughened down, so I bought you a gift.
Emotionally cheating with a man is nuts, yo.
It's wild.
That's wild.
But you know
Hey,
what?
but on the cool, it's a real thing.
To Justice's point,
Oh my
it's easy for
God.
dudes to emotionally cheat with women because women bring safety. And I said we need to have these conversations with other men. So then you emotionally cheat
Hey,
with
bro.
Not you cheating with Tyrone.
You just understand me.
Bro, you be at work, you be at home, get into your wife. I can't wait to tell Tyrone about this.
Bro, the Black Mirror episode. That's what it
Well,
was.
no,
That's what you took me, bro.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Let's not. That's wild.
If you know, you know.
Oh man, but dang, bro, that's crazy.
That is crazy, bro.
I can't wait to tell Tyrone about this.
Okay. So this made me think of something. I don't know if we ever talked about this before. I feel like we have. Are you supposed to tell your wife everything?
We kind of talked about this, and I don't know. So you know what's so crazy, bro? You know what's so crazy? It's funny that you bring that up because I was having a conversation with
Another woman.
No, it was a man. It was Tyrone. It was a man. I promise, it was a man. It was a man. And we were just talking about. Like how much, much should we tell our significant other? Mm-hmm. And dude said that if he's struggling, like if he's having temptations or something like that, he tells his wife. Mm-hmm. And his example was if I'm struggling and I'm thinking about like Asian women, that he would tell his girl, yo, I'm thinking about Asian women.
Should throw on the wig.
And so I was like, bro, that's wild that you would tell your wife that. And he was like, but I would challenge it and say, I'm just super transparent with my wife.
I would say that that's probably a good thing that he says that.
Healthy.
Because it helps hold him accountable. So like that's the one person that you like, hey, here's where I struggle.
Yeah, but is that to his wife's expense? Because if she's struggling with some type of insecurity and you go and telling her, oh, I'm having these thoughts about this type of woman, and clearly she can't make herself Asian. Mm-hmm.
Allegedly. Transracial.
She come in with a Sailor Moon outfit.
We're canceled. Chill out, Kanye. Chill out, yay.
Please don't take us off of Twitter, Elon.
Chill,
But if she, but that was kind of my challenge. I was like, what if that makes her insecure? So yeah, you're feeling better and you're getting that weight off of you, but putting that weight on her.
I think that's more context though. I feel like if that's an area that she's insecure in, then you got to use discernment to say like, I'm not going to share that at this time. Right. Like if that's like saying, if your wife is struggling with, let's just say she's struggling with her weight, right? Uh-huh. And then you like, oh, but women who go to the gym, I just that's my temptation. Like that's already an insecurity for her.
So you don't push, you
gotta move. I feel like you would have to bring that or approach that situation delicately. You know what I mean? It'd be different if like that wasn't an area that your wife didn't have an insecurity in. It's like, I just need you to hold me accountable here. Like so that I can show up for you in this matter. Because the truth be told, if it's a temptation for you and you keep it disclosed, it's brewing. It's brewing in the dark. Eventually you're going to eat the Oreo. So, it's gonna be 2 a.m. So you downstairs in the pantry.
So that's the thing. I think we were talking. So to Coop's point, it was like, do you tell your wife everything? And I think that comes down to ultimately how safe you feel in your relationship. And I'm gonna be honest, bro. I think a lot of men can be in relationships and not feel safe.
Okay,
you speaking for everybody.
I'm only speaking for those who get it. Those who get it. But I do think that is something that we probably see more in men than women.
I'm gonna flip it. How would you feel if your
Why are we flipping,
because
reversing? Double down. Let me double down.
How would you feel if your wife shared her temptations?
Well, she's like, I just love men with waves. If you see a man with waves, keep him away from me.
Hey, why are you talking to him? Every time I see her talking to a dude with waves, I'm pissed off.
At her work Christmas party, just men with waves.
Oh, I just love it. It's crazy if it's like something that Oh, I just love men who's 6'5".
That's the scenario.
I'm 5'6".
Reverse again. That's what I'm saying. So for me, I feel like, oh yo, now me snitching.
I'm just like, where we going with this?
For me, bruh, I feel like I share it if I feel like it's gonna be helpful.
Yes, if you feel like it's gonna be productive.
If it's gonna, but otherwise, I feel like I'm just unloading something that doesn't need to be unloaded.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I think a lot of times men don't even choose violence, even when we can, because it's almost like a lot of men err on the side, err on the side of peace. Is all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Speak your mind, brother.
No, I ain't got nothing to say. I just think it's funny how
Boys holding that draw forward.
right. I just think it's funny how
That wild draw forward.
I just think it's funny how we talk about my beer herd to see. Nah. But yeah, bro, I really, I don't even know my point no more. I be laughing, bro.
Oh, bro. I was gonna say one more thing that we talked about. That JJ said something about men not knowing how to express their emotions. I think that's why a lot of men like. I think that's why like music and stuff like that is so impactful. Because people are expressing their emotions, and you can relate to it.
You can relate to it.
That's why people be so hooked on certain things.
That is actually very true.
And it's also dangerous because if you don't know your own emotions, because you can take on somebody else's emotions that you necessarily don't feel exactly aligned with. I think.
You listen to enough breakup songs, you start you start getting sad. So to that point, there is power in it, and yeah, I will agree. Dudes really be rocking out to music because it's like your thoughts articulated.
Yep, exactly.
Damn, bro.
Yep. So I have something I want to bring up as well.
Okay.
It's on a different note though. So I was thinking this week, the question came to my mind is, do you have any enemies? Or do you have people that don't really rock with you, like that don't like you? And I was thinking about that, and I was wondering, like, if you don't, is that a problem, or is that a good thing? Right?
I mean, I probably got a couple, but I don't see them though.
Are they still with us?
What's up?
We know you're a threat.
What's up? I don't see them now. No, you know what, bro? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't necessarily. I used to think I didn't have enemies or people that did not dislike me until I started to look a little deeper and realize that, like, I don't necessarily think I had enemies, but I do think I had people. I have been in situations where people are just intimidated by just kind of how I move, and not even just like I be moving crazy, but like they're just intimidated by how like I can work a room, or like how I can.
So is it jealousy?
I ain't saying it, but it is what it is. And the only reason I say that is because I used to work with a guy, and
What's his name?
I ain't gonna say that.
Add him.
I ain't gonna say that, and I ain't gonna even say which job. Just know he knows. But I used to work with a guy, bro, and I didn't think we had no problems. I thought we were always cool until I found out that he was kind of talking about me behind my back, like, oh, Dante be doing a lot, and Dante be doing the most, and da 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 da. And then I just had to realize, bro, like, what it is when I walk into a room, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna move the room. It's now my room. And I just think that intimidated him. And so it made me start looking a lot deeper, and I realized it may be some people that's not rocking with me, and that's okay. I think at first I used to take it to heart. I used to really feel like dang, wow, you know what I'm saying, why you not rocking with me like that, until I just realized that everybody ain't gonna just rock with you like that. And I'm okay with that.
I have to think. Go ahead, Justin. Have to think.
Oh, I mean, in regards to, on the first level, as far as the question, like, do you feel like it's okay to have enemies, or like, is that a good or a bad thing? Because if you don't have any enemies, that means everybody agrees with you. Is that necessarily a place that you want to be at, where everybody agrees with you? Yeah. Nobody has any level of discourse or like challenge or conflict with you.
Because that might mean that you just kind of skirting the line on everything.
That's the way I kind of took it.
And that's ultimately how I even came up to the question.
Oh, okay.
Was the fact that I was thinking, like, for a majority of my life, I would say I didn't have any like enemies or people that didn't rock with me.
No ops.
Nah, bro. For the most part, like if somebody
She said
asked
she
me-
my ops. I don't know. I had to look her up.
Big glow.
I feel like for the most part, if you were to ask me that question, or if I was to ask myself that question, I would almost pride myself on the fact of saying, like, I get along with people.
Ain't nobody ever just beef with you? You ain't never had beef with nobody?
Yeah, I've had issues with people, but it was me not saying like they're not my enemies. You know what I'm saying? Like we had beef, we would talk about it, we would squash it, we kind of move.
Oh,
on.
you
But-
talking to your enemies?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't do that.
You running from them?
Nah, I ain't running from. I'm running to him, homeboy.
Then that means you talking to them.
Nah, I'm fighting with him.
It's sign language.
But
Talking with his hands.
my thought process on that was basically what y'all said. Like, if you don't have any enemies, that means you're agreeing with everybody.
You ain't shaking
Or
the
it doesn't even
table.
have to necessarily be an enemy. It could be like just somebody that's not really feeling you or not really rocking with you. It's because you're not standing on one side or the other.
Right.
You're just kind of standing in the middle.
Right.
I won't say I have enemies, but I do have people that disagree. I have friends that we have very different moral standings or thoughts on how to go about life. But I wouldn't say that we're enemies.
Bro, enemies is crazy. Like the word enemy is crazy.
Break it down.
No, I'm just saying like you know how people be like, you know, your parents be like, don't say hate. Like, oh, I hate you.
Yeah.
I just say I just dislike you. Enemy is just like, I really, really have a disdain for this person. But I do think that this
I got some
question.
people I don't like.
Okay, who said that with some anger? Okay.
But so that's also a thing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
also a thing. I think though that this is such a timely topic because you have all these situations. There was a guy who kind of disappeared in Houston. He was with his quote unquote friends, and then we had the situation happen in Mexico.
Oh, with the shorty.
Yeah, when she was with her quote unquote friends.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it be people in your own circle that you don't realize are your enemies.
Facts.
And it's crazy because I'm like, I don't know, maybe people, I feel like, you know, God has blessed me with the ability to see through a lot of, to see through a lot of riffraff. Like I can tell if you're not vibing with me or not.
Right.
I can walk into a room and tell if you're not vibing with me, and that's fine. And because of that, I'm going to move differently. Like I'm not putting myself in situations where I'm hanging around people who don't really rock with me like that. Like we may be in the same space, but I'm not finna be all up under you. I'm good on that. Cause it's just too much going on, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you say enemies is a very strong word. I guess I look at it in levels. So, like, the first level would be the people that don't rock with you.
Okay.
Like, that's just people who maybe you don't necessarily get along with. Y'all just don't vibe or whatever.
Right.
From an enemy standpoint, I guess you could look at it from the perspective of, like, war. Like, if you're going to war with somebody, that's your enemy. Like, they're on the opposite side.
Right.
So, I've shifted my mind recently when it comes to relationships and things like that to where I am not moving how I used to move. And so, I'm moving with either whatever way I feel like is right for me and the values and everything that I have. So because of that, if you're on the opposite side of that, you're my enemy.
Oh wow. So you making the decision for them.
I think there's two different ways. Like it's one, if I view them as an enemy or if they view me as an enemy.
So they might not necessarily see it that way.
Yeah, they may not necessarily see it that way. I'm saying that from a standpoint of like the word enemy.
Right.
So I guess an example is like if from a value standpoint, like right, if I'm saying that I value integrity, and then this other person, their whole goal is to be non-integrity or non-integritous or whatever. That would be an enemy. Like they're opposite of me. Their whole goal is contrary to what I'm trying to do.
So I would challenge that, and the only reason I challenge that, and maybe it's just the word enemy, is because I think when you have that mindset, you also give birth to a lot of extremists, because you will see people do that with Christianity. If you don't believe
The values.
if you don't believe in the values that we as believers believe, then now all of a sudden you are an enemy and you will be treated as such. And I think when you start to go so hard on that side, it automatically causes a division, but then also it can be really unproductive. That's why I'm saying I think it's Like disliking somebody, cool. Like not really vibing with that person, cool. I think enemy is like a whole nother level.
I think
'Cause
there's
it just-
active and passiveness to it type thing. There's some passiveness, like you just disagree, and that's cool. Like
Right.
that's fine. But when it's active, so in the acts of like having integrity, and someone is disingenuous, and it's like it's against you. Now you have brought this to my front door.
Right,
Now
right.
we have a conflict, and you are being an enemy of my progress,
So
of my values.
So they have to affect you for it to be an enemy.
Okay.
Yeah, it has to
they
be
have to
personal.
affect
It
you
has to be an
personally.
action towards
Okay.
you.
Yeah,
I'm
But
not-
a lot
not
of
just in
people, a
general.
lot of
Okay.
people feel like it may not necessarily impact you personally. It may be somebody, bro. We see this right now, and we don't have to have the conversation. But a lot of believers in terms of abortion, and so you see how like extremists be out in front of like a Planned Parenthood,
Right.
and they're like going super hard on like getting rid of abortion, and they see that as like an enemy.
Right,
Like
right.
they see that as an enemy, and they treat it as if it's an enemy.
Because they take it personally.
Because they take it personally because of what they believe, even though it does not directly impact them. Y'all get what I'm saying?
I get what you're
I say.
saying.
I think you
get
just
it.
have to be. You have to be careful with.
It gets subjective
Right.
on what side you fall on.
Right.
As far as like who's the active participant and who's bringing it or is being brought to them.
Right.
So enemies, it depends. Like it can be as far as a level of like retaliation. Like I don't necessarily go out looking for enemies.
Right.
But if I do something and somebody reacts in a certain way and they oppose me, like I said, I just do enemy of progress something. If you're stopping me from doing what I was supposed to be doing, you are halting me and you're taking this personally, or you're doing this internally to be personal. And now you're my enemy. You're stopping me from doing what I need to do.
Is Kanye your enemy?
I don't know Kanye.
I don't know.
I wouldn't say. I would say that
I'm just asking.
It's Ye. It's Ye.
Is Ye? Is Ye your enemy?
for me, I would say no because I don't know him. Like he's not necessarily like personally impacting me right now, right? Like if it got to a point where Ye is fueling these initiatives that is now like my life is threatened or
White Lives Matter.
what?
What is Ye?
I was just telling y'all what
he say? What he saying? That affect your life?
Yeah, I mean, he is taking taking a thought.
So take that and look at it from like I guess you could take that and look at it from like the Jim Crow era. The enemy would be Jim Crow, like the laws, right? So if they're fueling that initiative, then now I'm fearing for my life. That's my enemy,
Right.
Like they're to Justin's point, they're stifling my progress to just live. So like that becomes an enemy. So Ye can potentially become an enemy if he's warring against my livelihood.
Oh, well then he my enemy then.
But I'm just like that's one way to
Yeah,
kind of
it has to be brought to you though.
He my
Yeah.
enemy, real bad.
Coop, did you see if you have any enemies?
I don't have enemies. I have people that I don't rock with. And I think if there's action, then they're potential enemies. I have enemies in wait.
You know what? There are
If
some.
there's action that needs to take place, then right now we just not on the same team.
You know what? There are some people that I can believe have enemies. Justin, clearly. Me, possibly. JJ and Coop. I need to physically see people who don't like y'all.
I also don't think it's hard to say enemy because I feel like there's people that I don't like that don't necessarily
Know that you don't like them.
no, they know, but I feel like they still like me. Like they would like
Right.
Yeah.
they would like to be in my space, but I won't allow it. So that's why I'm like, it's hard to say enemy. It has to be a two-way thing.
But I want to know the people who don't like you. Like, I don't think there's very few people
I'm sure
who genuinely don't
there is,
like
bro.
you, Coop.
Everybody not happy, bro.
Coop at war when everybody unhappy.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you around somebody that got good energy,
right.
has a good life, has a good relationship,
and they
with
and they
people,
don't like that.
and they are not in that space,
Right.
They're not gonna like that.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's why I be having people shook when I walk in rooms.
Yeah, there's people who don't like you. But I think we drawing a line.
Nah,
Enemies.
you say you the opposite. I don't know. I have to look them up.
but that could be. But
See, that's what we was talking about earlier. People getting attached to the rap lyrics. That's not their
you
life.
don't even feel like that. don't feel like that. But I'm saying that
He
could,
say he don't rock with me, and I say he can't rock with me.
but that's like a fluid thing. That could be anybody at any
man.
time. You know what I'm saying? If you're in a bad mood and you're around somebody that's happy,
Kusa, anybody can get it.
Hey, can you imagine somebody in a bad mood and Coop on half glass full, walk in the room
I'm sure I'm annoying,
talking
bro.
about
They knock
what's
on-
up, guys? Good morning.
Yeah, exactly, bro. That's Kiana every morning. Every morning. Shut up. Why are you so happy in the morning?
Yeah, bro.
Every morning.
I really think there have been people. I know for a fact there are people I could name them who have been irritated by just
But
kind
do you
of.
feel like they've halted your progress?
Nah,
No.
they ain't halting my progress.
So I think that's where I would.
because
draw
they're not
the
in my
line.
lane.
I know I have a lot of people
Period.
who dislike me over
I'm gonna come
time.
up with a diss track.
They disliked you?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people who've been vocal about disliking me, and that's fine.
See, and Justin dislike yo. See, the issue with your dislike, it be splurring into other lanes. Because it be people who don't like you, and now they don't like me.
You got to handle your own lane. I can't be responsible for that.
Yeah, but you know what, JJ, I can't really see too many people over your life not just like not liking you. I can see you being at tension with people because they may not align with kind of how you move and your beliefs, but I can't see too many people who genuinely would not like.
So I guess then in my thought process, is that an issue?
That you see them as an enemy?
No, that there's people that don't. That people that don't
No.
not like me.
I don't
That's
think so.
like-
I don't think so for you,
It's a
simply
double-decker.
because I think you move with other people's in mind. So I think you've always been super aware of how you make others feel. And I just think a lot of people don't have that trait.
Is that a good thing though?
That's what I'm saying. That's what
We're
I'm
trying to
asking.
qualify.
Yeah, we're trying to see.
Is that a good thing? I mean, I would say it's a good thing.
I guess that's my dilemma. I'm trying to figure out like if that's a good thing or not.
That you always make people feel comfortable and like
Yeah.
I mean, let's not speak in absolutes. There
you gotta
are some
take that up.
times.
You gotta
yeah.
take that up with God. 'Cause I don't know.
Oh no, that's a tough one.
What you mean, Justin?
I mean, you were saying always type thing. There's some people who JJ has tried to like not necessarily like appease, but like work with them type thing,
Right.
and they still just like I'm just not feeling you. Like this, it is what it is.
It's because
So-
so much.
Well,
You
what?
thought I was feeling you?
Bro, I don't know where I'm going with all this today.
I think it's I think it can become an issue. I
Yeah.
think as you get older, like you said, you're recognizing it now. You're recognizing it for a reason,
Right.
You thought about it for a reason. I think that you need to. I don't know if you need to always think about everybody in the room, but I think sometimes you got to choose yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes you got to just stand on what you stand on and just be like, whatever. To everybody else in the
Yeah,
room.
it's ebbs and flows. 'Cause
Yeah.
You got people. I feel like me and Dante really stand on who we are, and we can kind of be in people's faces with it.
Yeah.
And that's easier to rub off on somebody wrong, and we walk away like we don't care. I think it still affects probably you and Coop more as far as like, all right, I know if I do this, it's going to change the whole atmosphere in this whole thing right now. So I
Right.
can dial it back or I can dial it up.
Right.
And there's not. I don't think there's a problem with that unless you run into a situation where you feel led to be like up, and someone's pushing you back. Like I said, it's opposition to progress. If you feeling good,
Right.
and then somebody's really just coming at you like being negative, like I don't want to hear all this type thing.
Yeah.
Then now like
Okay, I can see that.
that's a conflict.
right. Because I'm going to dial it up.
We know.
I'm going to dial it up. Let me find that I'm irritating you. I'm going to dial it
More
up.
irritating.
Yeah, I'm more irritated. More loud. More laughs.
More Dante. I'm gonna be more of myself.
I ain't been enough of myself. Bro, I think that was a great conversation, man. If you really should think about it, and I think people have to decide for themselves. Like,
No, let's
where
think
you-
about it.
I mean,
No, but that's why I brought it to
yeah,
y'all.
I'm saying for the listeners, our soundboard, I think they have to think about for themselves. Like, have you been too accommodating for people? Does everybody like you? And if that is the case, then you have to ask yourself, are you too accommodating? And also the other side of that is, how do you handle when people don't like you? Does that bother you? Does it not? For some people, it bothers them and it changes how they move.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of do the work and see where you stand on that.
Everybody should mention their ops in the comment.
Drop your op. Ask them.
Let's see what it's
below.
going.
Hey, call them out! Call them out!
We might have a guest spot for y'all.
Time for the soundbite of the week.
It's time for the soundbite of the week.
And I got it this week. Soundbite of the week. The fears we don't face become our limits.
Ooh.
Go ahead, brother. You already know.
What's that?
Say it
Say
again.
it again. Come on,
I need to
man.
hear y'all say it though. The fears we don't face become our limits.
Ooh. The fears we don't face become our limits. What do you take from that, Coop?
If you don't face your fears, it means you turn your back. Can't go that way. What if your success is on the other side of that fear?
Okay, E.T. Okay, E.T. All right. But I agree with that, bro. I agree with that.
I think
man.
it's nuts that motivational speakers really get to get all that stuff off.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that?
And travel the world doing
Talk
it.
about that. They just get
Millionaire.
to say whatever they want to say passionately, and the crowd goes crazy.
See,
That's
We
gonna be you,
attribute it to
Dante.
their name.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a new concept.
Right.
do you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe?
Yes, yes, I do.
man, right? He's told to walk into the ocean.
No, I'm done, bro.
You didn't make that story.
No, it's time to wrap this up. Hey, man, we appreciate you tapping into another episode of the Soundboard
He put his
Podcast.
head in the water, right? He put his head, he held him there. The man's fighting for his life.
Shut up!
Have you ever been fighting for your life?
We appreciate you tapping into another episode, guys. If you have not, please follow us on social media at the Soundboard Podcast. Also, if you are listening to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please leave us a rating or review. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I think our last rating review was in the summertime. It's now a new season, and we need new reviews. So
We
if you
got new
listening-
listeners too.
Yeah, if you
Stop
listening
playing.
to this and you have not done so, please do so, guys. We would greatly appreciate it. It's your boy Dante. You can keep up with me at Dante Speaks Life. That's DONTAE Speaks Life.
If you're feeling down, you need a little motivation, you can follow me at thisiscoop_.
Real bad.
Fight for your life.
And if you want to succeed, you can follow your boy JJ_Jeremy J.
All other things, KJB at Just a Fiasco.
We out.
Peace.